what's the full form of GPT? GPT stands for Generative Pre-training Transformer. अब इससे अगर किसी को कुछ नहीं समझा,
Damn.
trust me, you're
Optimus
not
Prime
alone.
level stuff.
मेरे को भी कुछ नहीं समझ.
Why
Boss, how do you come up with this? Avatar, Optimus
Transformer?
Prime. Every time there is a new tech, you just related to some movie. Okay. So at a very basic level, what it is you give it some text, it predicts the next आगे का line, आगे का word, वैसे. It's that.
Oh, okay.
What people are
So it's
thinking
predictive
it is
text, but with extra steps.
it's predictive text who has scanned the internet for all the knowledge, most of the knowledge, and it's on steroids. It has pretty
Alright,
dense model.
fine. Got it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Alright.
So just to tell you how much it has advanced from its previous GPT-2 version.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep it simple and I'm gonna talk in terms of params. Params are the parameters required. And GPT-2 had 1.5 billion parameters in it. Okay, 1.5 billion.
What the heck?
And let that sink in.
What the heck? What does parameters mean?
Let
Parameters
me do
matlab
this.
like a checklist, right?
It's now the checklist. It's hard to explain. I don't understand it completely. As in, I have done a lot of specialization in artificial intelligence and stuff. It's just that if you see a neural network,
oh, acha,
it's
vaisa.
Coming in wala part.
Right. Got
So
it.
it's
So
hard
those
to
are
explain. If
parameters.
someone can do it better, a better job in the comments, please go
Please
do
do
it.
that,
I'm not an
yeah.
expert in artificial intelligence, but I can research stuff pretty well, and I didn't understand this pretty well, the AI wala part, but I understood what it does and what it is wala part. So I'll explain that better. Okay. So GPT-2 had 1.5
It's GPT,
billion
Advait,
parameters.
it's GPT.
Sorry.
Ever
GPT-2
since we
has
discussed
1.
this, ever since we discussed this,
I
we've been calling
I
it
don't know
GTP.
why I call it GTP. Okay.
Alright.
GPT-3 has 170 billion parameters.
What?
From 1.5
Oh
to
my
170.
God.
That's 113 times.
Holy shit.
113 times.
Man, that's crazy. No wonder it's so accurate, right?
Accuracy. It's accurate at producing natural language.
Right.
It can talk like a human. So that's the thing.
Mhm.
So GPT-3 has effectively ingested most of what humans have published online.
Damn.
It uses all the text available on internet to generate a statistically plausible response based on the text it receives. So it tries to be correct most of the time. It doesn't have a trigger for if it's going correct or if it's going wrong. I'll come back to this. I'll come back to this point later because the founder of OpenAI, he did mention this point. Okay.
What is OpenAI?
Amazing. OpenAI is the research startup thing which made this AI.
Alright.
It is backed by Elon Musk. I think he pulled out or something, but I'm not sure. It was backed by Elon Musk. But GPT-3 has this open API program or something in which you can apply an API. It's an application programming interface. We did talk about it last episode.
Yep.
Go watch it, TikTok wala. What a plug, man.
What a plug.
Okay, so GPT-3 has an open API which allows people to integrate stuff into it.
Samjha.
Someone integrated it in Google Docs or Google Sheets. Someone in some design application and someone in its coding application.
So essentially, if you add GPT-3 to any of your applications that you're using, it makes your application much more smarter, right?
Kind of. So the way it works is you give it some pre-knowledge.
Information.
Suppose you wanted to translate stuff. So you'll give it some translation in English to French ka, and then it will do those because it has a lot of knowledge base.
So instead of you going to Google and typing in the translations, right? GPT does that for you and at a very fast speed, right?
No, it doesn't go to Google. It has collected. It has collected all the knowledge already.
Okay.
So it goes into its database.
And it has taken all the knowledge from Google or whatever, all the internet sources already, and it's storing it somewhere or something. Right?
Yeah. Google is technically an index. It's not a data set of knowledge.
It's not
that's
right.
Right. Okay. So I have this video. It's pretty amazing. It's predicting the population of states. It's not predicting technically.
It's just entering the information it already has, right?
As you can see, the state names are already entered. 3 states are there and population was there. So when it enters a new state, it's automatically loading. The creator of this tweet created a function in Google Cloud Function, and it gives it predicts the output of that. So they have already entered state में Illinois and उसका population 12.67 million, California उसका population, Ohio उसका population, and then when the creator enters Alaska and has a function GPT-3 करके, and when he runs that function, it goes onto the internet, finds something relational to the three what?
Right, got it. 3 states.
Inputs that were already given. It creates a relationship and then predicts the output result. Although it's not correct in this case. As you can see, the tweet below it says that it's not correct. The Michigan's was never was 10.31 million and stuff. So what it is good at is building relationships between the data you give it to, which is very important because that is one way how we think. And
yes, so that's right.
It doesn't have a sense of if it's correct or wrong.
Yes.
And if you move the video a bit ahead, let me just do it. You can see it does math there. And it shows that it is good at building relationships because 18 plus 3 is 21, 42 plus 94 is 136, 10 plus 93 is 103, and we gave it 14 and 40. So it has to build a relationship between these three. And you can see it is thinking or something like that, and then it will give it an output of 54. See?
Nice.
So it's good at building relationships between data. So that's pretty cool. And this finally, there is a person. So this guy also entered CEO ka naam there and the company. And then finally he gave it the last CEO and it predicted the company. So it is going onto the internet, finding the related information to it, and then predicting the output. That is how it's actually working. So what people need to realize is the AI is not thinking by itself. It's doesn't have a model. Like we have a brain model to think creatively. The AI can't think creatively. So people need to stop worrying that their jobs are gonna go.
Yeah. Now
like,
that
are
I
you
understand
stupid?
this, I'm like, कुछ भी नहीं है. It's quite.
And I've been trying to explain it to people for so long. Everybody is worried that AI will take your job. That is what happened at the industrial revolution. People were worried the machines will take their jobs, but they didn't take their jobs. They just created new jobs.
More jobs.
And whenever this happens, the mundane tasks that we have to repeatedly do, like welding a body, painting a car, we don't have to do that anymore because they're not productive enough. They're just tasks. And I'll show you a couple of more examples here. This one's pretty cool. So this one is targeting my job. So okay. And as you can see,
the Google one. So oh shit, that was very impressive.
Oh no, this is not the Google one. So JSX is kind of a coding JavaScript coding thing. And what this creator did is, I'm just gonna call them creators. You can see their names here. I don't want to pronounce their names.
Sure.
And so what it did is, it gave it 2 samples. This page looks like this, and this is its code. And the coding was in JSX. Okay.
Achha.
And then he described what he wanted. A button that looks like watermelon. And the GTP model created a JSX for it. So you see how it works. ऐसा 2 relation दिया उसने, and the third it built itself. So you have to give it
some information, or it can't think of its own out of nothing.
Exactly. It can't generate stuff out of thin air. Although, if it doesn't have the data, like you can see here, this Twitter user asked, can you ask it for 3 buttons shaped like giraffe? It doesn't know what a giraffe is, so it created this.
Lol, nice.
So you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool that you can do this because a lot of websites are similar.
Exactly.
If you are building a portfolio website, it's your picture, your name, your about, contact me, and then your work. So instead of paying someone a couple of $1,000 to make
that's one of the first applications that came into my mind.
Or building it yourself by giving it 1 month, you can just type it out and that will be made for you.
That's right. Exactly.
That's pretty easy.
Right. We're getting rid of the mundane tasks that humans don't have to do. Right.
Yeah. But if you're creating something unique that hasn't been done before, the AI won't be able to do it.
Yeah, it won't. Right.
It will create stuff based on prior knowledge. It can combine stuff based on prior knowledge. It can't create stuff out of thin air like we do as humans.
Right. So that's good. That's good for us. So jobs to nahi jayenge.
There is this. So there is this one more example that Google wala Atik was talking about. We'll embed it. We have already watched it, and our reactions won't be unique. So we'll just put it in there, and you can see it.
But how did that work? Did he give information?
Okay, yeah. So since we are doing it, we'll just put it here. The creator hasn't given an info key or what he did. Although, what I think he did was he just showed the model a couple of pages of things, how they look.
Right.
And the text box here. This is a thing.
Google ka logo aise dikhta hai.
Yeah. And the fun part was mind-blowing part was it generated a working URL to a Google logo. So if you see this video, we'll embed it here. And the creator is writing stuff, the Google logo, search box. Yeah. And what the model automatically did was the Google ka logo it took from the internet. It didn't generate khud se.
Okay.
And it was a direct Google ka logo. If you see here, the source is a direct Google Images ka logo.
Got it.
The Google logo, it's written, right?
Samjha.
And this is exactly the AI can't generate this, I think, as of now. So it just goes and takes up a picture.
Picks up a picture, yeah. That's
okay. Right. Yeah. Coming back to the important point that people are actually worried about, will GTP take your job? Just like always, it's a yes or no. If your job is making same websites over and over again for different clients,
yeah,
I'm sorry, your job is gone.
Probably your job is gone. At least until GPT doesn't advance slightly a bit more.
Oh, come on, it can't. It made the Google ka homepage clearly. So as long as you give him enough portfolio ka website, it will create one for you. But you give it 5 portfolio websites, jinki tarah you want. You just describe what you want, and it's done.
Damn. All right. So that is for sure gone.
It
depends on
API
what you want.
API isn't open to everyone as of now. It is open to a few people who applied to it. Okay. I think first come first serve, or if you are doing something amazing with it, they'll put you ahead in the line.
Nice.
But I'm pretty sure someone's going to replicate it or create something out of it because it's pretty amazing what it can do. Part of the reason why we work is one day we want everything to be automated.
True.
It's a part of the reason.
True. That's right.
Yeah. So we are kind of moving towards it. And this doesn't take the creative stuff away.
It does not.
Being creative doesn't mean making a website. It means adding something new to the website which was never done before.
Right.
So if that is your point, yeah, your job won't go. But if your point is creating the same website again and again for different clients with a bit of different styling and stuff, I think your job is gone. But then again, you should be doing something
If anything, this is an opportunity for people to level up their skills, right? Instead of being known to just make websites, you should be known to bring something new to websites. It's high time you made that thing your skill. Let's be known for doing that thing, right? Let's be known for being creative instead of just making a website, because anybody can make a website, but not everybody can bring something new to a website, right? And then you can charge way more money to do that.
Exactly. People will pay way more money to do something creative because this is gonna get cheaper, so that is gonna get rarer, and then uske baad the price will go up.
Yeah,
you can earn a lot more. So coming back to the OpenAI ka paper, there was a line there. It says GTP samples can lose coherence over sufficiently long passages. The model can contradict itself and occasionally contain non-sequitur sentences or paragraphs. Non-sequitur means it says something like, it says line 1 and line 2 is completely contradictory. That is what it means technically.
Samjha, okay.
Though there are some limitations. And when I said the founder made a statement, his name is Sam Altman, and his words, quote unquote. The GPT-3 hype is way too much. It's impressive. Thanks for the compliments, but it still has serious weaknesses and sometimes still makes very silly mistakes. AI is going to
Nice.
change
Yeah.
the world, but GPT-3 is just a very early glimpse at it. We
True.
still have to figure out a lot.
Yes, 100%.
So this pretty much sums the GPT hype and what it actually is and what it
Exactly.
actually is not. And while
Exactly.
I was
So
reading this article
what it is
on
essentially a copy paste function of sorts. A very advanced copy paste function.
in a better way, this article from Nest Labs, I read it and it summed it up in a pretty nice way. It said that same way Excel enabled small businesses, independent workers, and non-profit organizations to offer better planning, GPT-3 will allow many to supercharge their workflows. That
True.
is an amazing definition for what GPT is to the layman.
Capable of.
Okay.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
just a tool to like supercharge what you're already doing, save you a lot of time.
GPT can be your design assistant, your smarter secretary, your creative companion. It is good as
I can already imagine.
Yeah. A design assistant. You don't have to sit there making the entire portfolio website again and again. You can just tell it what to do and it will make it on your own. It can be a smart secretary because you waste a lot of time on emails, right? Those emails have a format which are like informatory emails or something like that, which don't require a creative reply. So GPT-3 can just create a convincing draft or a reply which you can just read at a quick glance and send it instead of thinking something unique every time.
Again, like a chatbot of sorts.
Kind of a chatbot, but it's on a lot of steroids. The software is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, wait.
It's just that people have taken it in a wrong way. Whatever GPT writes, I'm pretty sure no one would be publishing it as an article they wrote because the article still has a lot of flaws because it might be factually incorrect. There might be sentences contradicting each other, but it can be a companion. You can give it your research, what you have done, and it will spit out an article or a draft that will help you form the article in a better way or take a new look at the article, because it's kind of good at doing that. It's good at generating stuff out of the stuff you give, so it's pretty nice for that. Although I don't think anyone's gonna put articles on their name which GPT had made.
No, you can't.
It
can't produce professional work essentially.
This next implementation, it can be a tireless teacher. And this has happened with me a lot of times. When I learn something new, as in I put a couple of months into learning a new skill like machine learning or Flutter or Android development or something like that.
Right.
And to understand how much you have learned, you have to go online, find some quiz, pay for it maybe, or try doing stuff on your own.
True.
What you can rather do is put GPT through whatever you have learned, and then it can generate questions what you want.
That's a good idea.
And if you answer these correctly, that would be nice. And
get a prize.
Finally, yeah, it won't take your job. So
that's your prize.
Yeah. And finally, you can create a translation tool, something like Google Translate or something like that. And it already does that. So there's a language called legalese. It's the language which is used in legal documents. It's boring, it's complicated.
Oh God.
And GPT can already translate it into simple English. It's just that don't be worried. Do something creative. If you're doing something repetitive, you're just wasting your time and life anyway. So do something creative. Make something. GPT can't make a podcast. Come on, make a podcast.